I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is All The Mons. Over the last 30 episodes, we have done a lot of automation, but there is one thing that I have yet to do, and that is automate Apricorn production. Up till now, I've just simply been doing it by hand, and as I needed more, I would just generate more. Or I would just have a single clicker, for example, just click them. But I think at this point, it might be a good idea to actually automate every apricorn, and not just apricorns, but also berry bushes, and make sure we have an unlimited supply of all of these things. To be able to do this, I have decided to clear out an area underneath our battle arena. And so the area down here, I've just created real quick, which is pushing right up on the edge of the wall, by the way, the floor. So it barely fits in here, but we should have plenty of room to be able to add space. For example, right here, I should be able to add a space into the wall, and I can have little rooms that are doing specific tasks. Or these could sort of be like little view rooms, so as we walk through, we can actually see the apricorns being farmed, which I think would be really cool. Now, I want this to stay symmetrical, which means, yes, it's time to get out our copy-paste gadget, and I want to take this section I just built and map it to all the other sections. And I think the easiest way to do this is by selecting this corner, making sure I'm in copy mode, and then over here, we will select this uppermost corner, which I think will be in line right about here. And is that going to select everything? It might actually be here. No, we definitely need to expand this to the sides on both. Oh boy. So yes, that gets expanded. And then we also want to move this over and expand it once more. So now we should have all of this basically encompassed, including the floor. We do want to make sure to drop down, so we also include the floor. That's going to be kind of important. So we bring this down, but we also don't want it to lower the entirety of this thing. So we bring it down. This actually brought the entire frame down. So we bring this down one and then bring this up one. And now the entire thing should be selected. And when we go to paste, if I rotate this, we can now see everything is kind of where we want it to be. However, I do need to drop this down one. We can anchor this and just check, just to make sure everything looks correct. Everything looks correct. So all I have to do is make sure this is in replace mode and hope that I have everything in my storage. And there it goes. Man, it never gets old watching this work. The cut paste, the copy paste, the exchanging gadget. Oh boy, how these are really wonderful tools. With all sides pasted in, this is looking mighty fantastic. I even made like a little ball design in the middle with it all divided up, keeping that sort of white theme by utilizing some of the stacked white concrete and adding a light in the middle. We also have sort of a similar pattern in the roof, but all sides end up leading into this central chamber, which is directly underneath the main arena. So I think first we should start off with getting all of the apricorns automated. And I think these little rooms right here are going to be great to be able to do this, but I do want to make sure they're nice and backlit, almost like they're like little observation rooms. So that way when you walk through, there'll be glass right here, and then you'll have a bright area. This is where the apricorn itself will be shining. And then behind it is where we'll actually have the places that it grows on. For example, the leaves that it requires. So these apricorn leaves. And there's only 10 apricorn seeds that we're ever going to need, so it's perfect. We put 5 on this side and 5 on this side, and we'll have every apricorn seed technically automated. And then back here, what we could do is we can have the barrels that are going to contain all of the apricorn seeds, so that when we walk down here, we can actually see how many we have in stock. Now, something like this looks really nice. We have some nice lighting here, and if I, for example, use any kind of stained glass or any kind of glass, it's all going to show through. And we'll get this really nice effect, especially when these are just up and running. Oh, I think that's going to be perfect. Now, this is where the advanced part of this comes into play. So up here, I think what I'm going to do is have an advanced clicker. And then back here, we're going to have an access point. And this is what's going to connect to our storage drawer. So we'll have a storage controller that is down here. And then we can use our linking tool to link all of these drawers up to this. Just like so. Now with that linked up in the storage drawer here, we can then make sure that we have our collector from Just Dire Things, our item collector, connected to something interesting that is a part of functional storage, which is going to be a storage access point. So we can actually link the storage access point up to the storage controller to kind of act as a wireless storage controller, which I think is going to be kind of cool, and is how we're going to link both sides up. And this whole thing should just function like this. And it looks like this is just within range, which is perfect. So both of these are just going to get right-clicked, much like they would be a drawer, but they kind of, yeah, like I said, act as this controller. And this allows us to have this nice and compact and symmetrical. Now we're just going to define our location for our clicker, and we want our clicker to pop down through here, come out one, and then we want to expand in this direction to make sure to encompass this entire section. And that's really what we want for both sides, and also want to do the exact same thing for the item collector. However, I think what I'm going to do is make sure the item collector can contain everything within this block space, just in case things start to splash all over the place. So I've got all of these laid in, and I am going from left to right, just like this. The exact same order that you see the apricorns here are the same order that I have the actual apricorn sprouts and seeds, because the All The Mons ones are called seeds, while the Cobblemon ones are called sprouts. Yeah, we are almost ready to go. To be able to turn this on, we are going to need our hose, and thankfully all of the stuff we've done has led up to this over the last few episodes. And that's because making these, well, nature's blessings are so much easier now that we have ourselves an enchanting library and the ability to duplicate these books. And what's going to make this work is this nature's blessing hoe, which acts as bone meal, and we're essentially just going to be bone milling these saplings over and over again. One other thing that needs to happen, we have to power the advanced clicker on both sides. And the only other thing to point out is you're probably going to want your speed ticks set to 1, so this performs every operation. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty slow. So all we have to do now is simply place in the hoe, and all of these are going to start growing just like this. And we won't even notice items spilling out anywhere, or at least we shouldn't, because the item collector should be collecting the items. Ah, that's right. These drop multiple things, so I probably should actually swap out these drawers for double drawers. I tell you, it's the small things every time they get me. Oh, there we go. After a quick swap, all of these should now be correct. And now, when this gets turned on by simply putting the hoe in here, perfect. Nothing gets laid down. It just all gets collected and everything gets stored in here. But we probably want void upgrades, because this is just going to tick up over and over and over again. So what I'm thinking is diamond upgrades in each one of these, and then also hitting it with the void upgrade. And now as far as this sound goes, this is the Minecraft entity item pickup, and for some reason that is the sound that gets made from these apricorns being farmed. So I'm just going to set an anchor point, making sure that is defined, and then mute it for this particular area. We do not need to hear that. You know what? Instead of like using glass here, I think maybe using some iron bars actually looks better. I was thinking hooking all of this up to our applied energistic system. Yeah, this is probably going to get kind of expensive. So we can technically link it all together. I think that this is within range, but man, this is going to be pushing the like power to distance ratio, because it starts to get very, very expensive. And remember, we're still only running power off of these thermos. Like, we've barely even touched this, to be fair. So let's just see by default, how expensive is this going to be? I mean, I have an expectation that this is going to be incredibly expensive to just route it all the way over here. Like, within your base, it's usually pretty good, and it's not going to be too bad. But I mean, this is like over 64 blocks or so. So I'm expecting, yeah, power draw is 800 AE just on this one. And I think that's ×2 for RF. So we're pushing like over 1,000. Yeah, over 1,000. And that's each, by the way. That's to be able to run each. We can take a better look at our controller here. And if we switch this to FE, I think we'll be able to see here. Yeah, just on these alone, we're using 8,000 FE, but we can actually help reduce this cost. So if we put energy cards in here, you can see we basically just halved the cost here. And we're also going to be able to half the cost. Oh, I went way too far there. I'm going to be able to half the cost on this side too. So if you put energy upgrades in here, you can really save a whole lot. and energy cards at this point aren't too expensive. But I mean, for this, let's go ahead and throw that on here, make sure it's extract only for our case, and then slap that on. And now everything that's inside of these containers, we can now access from our storage, which means ball crafting just got even easier. You know what? I like that design over there so much that I kind of want to use something similar for growing the berries. So to be able to get the controller to reach all the way over here, what I'll do is I'll just add a range upgrade, and that should be big enough. Potentially to reach all the way over here. No, we're gonna need 2. And 2 diamond upgrades is more than enough. The good part about setting this all up this way is that most of the settings should just be able to copy over. So if I copy the settings from the clicker and I paste those over here, those should work. Yeah, this is going to work just fine. I think we need to push this back just 1, but I mean, honestly, the item collector should be exactly where we need it. Now for the berries, we either want it here or I think on the bottom of the actual plant. I think the top also works. So we'll see. This should be just fine. This area, I think a nice collection of berries is going to be good. So the primary berries that we use for all of our candies, but also the Enigma berry, which is used for stat reductions. Also the Lum berry, which we are using for our salamans, Oran berries, which is used for health potions, and the Pitaya berry. I think I got that one right. This one's actually used for throat spray, which is something that we are currently working on. So I'm going to do one side like this, and then the other side is going to be running like so. And I think this is a pretty darn good selection of all of the berries that we consume the most, and we have autocraft for. By the way, after growing some of these, yeah, I think this is going to have to be dropped down 1. We do want it bone milling on the bottom part of the bush. Also, that Lum berry, I really like the way that bush looks. That is probably one of the nicest looking berry bushes. Also, the fact that all of these have crazy models is so cool. Now I am going to need another All The Mons hoe, and because last episode we automated all the stuff to be able to make this, oh, it's just so nice to be able to just request one. And I'm pretty excited to see this all up and running too. So as soon as we click this on by putting this in and also giving it power, we can't forget power, this is going to be incredibly satisfying. So yeah, it's just running through, harvesting all the berries. They then get collected. That is so nice. Just like the other side though, for this area, we want to make sure to set an anchor point and berry bush harvest. Just turn it off. Otherwise, it's going to be incredibly annoying. Now, something I was expecting is plant mutations and the chance of them happening. And it seems like the only one that is happening is for the starfberry. So I'm going to have to create another barrel basically for the starfberry. In the middle of doing this, I finally got myself a shiny Teddy Ursa, which I was farming up. So we'll add that to our shiny box. And just to sort of check, do I have any more shinies that happen to be lurking in here? No, it doesn't appear to, but I am farming even more. So yeah, I just wanted to get a really cool mon here, and this one has a really awesome evolution. So you know what? I'm pretty excited and happy about the current setup and state of the area, and we do have expansion for even more cool things, and we can harvest even more berry bushes or special plants that's going to be needed. But I think I want to continue my battle journey. But first, we have a new mon to evolve, and that new mon is Teddy Ursa. So I do want to evolve Teddy Ursa, and I also want to evolve it into its newest evolution, which is going to be pretty awesome, which is Ursaring. I am pretty excited to see what you look like shiny, because I don't think I know what you look like shiny in that evolution, but I do know of that evolution, and it's pretty darn cool. And not only that, but this is also a pretty sought after competitive mon, or at least I remember it being a highly sought after competitive mon. And it being nighttime, by the way, it's just icing on the cake. However, we are going to need it to be a very specific type of nighttime. First things first though, we need to evolve Teddy Ursa into Ursaring. It's such a green bear. The shiny form of this is kind of interesting. Normally it just looks like a bear, but the shiny, crazy bright green, like a gummy bear. And also this is a mon that we can ride, which I don't know what I think about this. This is another awesome one. Look at its running animation, it's so good. But now to get Ursaring to evolve into Ursaluna, we need to give it a very specific item. And it also needs to be a full moon. And currently it is not a full moon, which means that we need to sleep through the night and potentially sleep through the day, or change it from night to day by potentially using Ars Nouveau. Or if you've already gone into Draconic Evolution, the Celestial Manipulator, this bad boy is definitely worth doing. And actually, we could probably do it if there's another way to get more dragon eggs. I think for now, I'm going to hold off on the Draconic way and try and focus maybe on the Ars. Also, like, what in the world? Okay, I mean, this just spawned, so yeah, I can go ahead and take that. I actually don't know what it is, but it looks like a dragon, and that's kind of cool. As you couldn't tell, I'm kind of fond of these Dragonmons. Drudigon? I think I got that right. Drudigon. Is that a Pokemon or a Digimon? It looked like a Digimon. So let's take a look at this. If we use the Tablet of Sunrise, we can make it daytime. And if we use the Tablet of Moonfall, we can make it nighttime. And I think this recipe right here is pretty good. However, I don't have ways of getting ink just yet outside of ink seeds, which is probably going to be the best method for us to try, which is going to require us to buy, I think, ink spawn eggs. Yeah, I think spawn eggs is probably going to be the best way for us to get this. So we need squid, not ink spawn eggs. Squid. So perfect. I'm going to buy a few of those. Nice. That way I can get quite a few of these. And we have looting. Beautiful. Nice. And then I can just turn this, I think, into, yeah, squid seeds, which I think would be the best thing to do. Just need to fill a few soul jars with a little bit of ink and then get a seed nice and crafted up. With the Tablet of Moonfalls and Sunrises crafted up, let's go ahead and try a Tablet of Moonfall. Oh, and that is wild seeing the clouds shaped like that. Oh, wow. Okay, with shaders, I've never seen that before, but that was super cool. Okay, now, it's really hard for us to see what the moon stage is. Okay, so it is back behind here. I probably want to move this setup up to the roof, and then that way we can see it a little bit clearer. Good news is, though, yeah, this is not it. So all we have to do is make it daytime. Oh, wow. Just, yeah, watching the clouds fast forward is so cool. And then as soon as we're done with that, we switch it to the next day. And so we're just looping the day cycle over and over again. And what moon phase is it? I can't see. Almost there. That's definitely not a full moon. Ooh, we're getting close though, I think. Is this going to be it? Oh man, still though, the clouds, all of this. Oh wow, okay, so that did not look like the correct moon phase at all. I tell you though, nothing like being Team Rocket and controlling the weather. That's very much something Team Rocket would do, right? Right? Or am I like the most aggressive member of Team Rocket that they've ever had? That could be the case. And so there we are again, back at a full moon to give this one more shot. Ursa ring, give me that item. Instead, we right click. Oh, and it consumed it. Now it's ready to evolve. Oh, that looks so sick. However, it doesn't appear to be shiny, which has me wondering if it actually carries over its shiny form. Or that could just be what its shiny actually looks like. Oh, it's red. That is its shiny. Why does it go? What? I think that's way cooler looking though than its normal form. Because its normal form is like definitely brown. Like the red part would be completely brown. And then his head, his noggin part would be gold. But this looks sick. Now, in building out Ursaluna, I do want to maximize every IV except for speed. And believe it or not, speed, I actually want to get rid of entirely. And so we can do that by using these special candies that reduce or lower the overall stat. And so if we give these, which lowers the speed stat, we can now see that the IV for this has been completely reduced to 0. Now, much like our melodic, its ability is guts. And so whenever it has a status condition, it will boost its stats, which is kind of powerful. And we can give it that status condition by giving it Flame Orb. I've also buffed its nature, so now it is a brave nature. And if we take a look at its stats spread, speed is gone, everything else is max IVs, and its EVs is heavily focused on HP and attack. It is a physical attacker with a little bit of special defense, and its speed is absolutely 0, because this can be used in Trick Room setups, which I'm kind of curious how AI in this game handles Trick Room. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Trick Room is, essentially for so many turns, it allows Mons that are slower to typically go first by completely flipping the way that speed functions. So yeah, instead of the faster Mons going first, the slower Mons go first. And Big Boy here is very slow. But this is a good slowy. This is a good one. Just a good slow girl here. So hear me out. If we do potentially set up a team that is going to involve Trick Room, I think this could be a good set of moves. So we have Protect, which essentially is going to protect us and allow our Flame Orb to take effect, which is going to be very powerful. Then we have our Stab move, which is a Facade. That should be rather nice to be able to use on this Mon. Because, I mean, just look at this effect. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. On top of our base effect, we have the power is doubled if the user is poisoned, burned, or paralyzed. So we'll set up our Protect, we'll use our Facade, and this move is going to hit super hard. Then we also have Earthquake for like coverage and Drain Punch to be able to recover some HP, which would be very helpful. I feel like that is just asking for destruction. But you can always let me know down in the comments below, because I really do respect you guys' perspective on the game. To be able to make all of that work, I mean, we will need like a psychic type to be able to flip Trick Room. You know what? I think we'll figure that out potentially in another episode, because even though Ursaluna is slow, it is very tanky and should be able to tank just about anything. I mean, just its HP compared to everything is huge. I'd be pretty excited to test out that Protect setup situation. I'm really wanting to see how this goes. So we need to find another trainer. Now, as far as the All The Mons team is concerned, most of the trainers in the overworld where we would find them in structures have been found thus far. But the rest of them, I believe we find those in the other dimension. So I've made it into the other, and we should just be able to check our cards. Now, out of all of the biomes that we can be in, I think this is one of the safest ones that we can fight in. However, there are a lot of trees nearby that I may want to carve down if we are going to take them on. But we just wander around here for a little bit, and look at that. We already have a new trainer pointed out. So we just need to follow this. Aha, and there they are. Yes, I am going to make sure to clean this up, because this is what we don't want, even though I think we're invincible while a battle is going on. Either way, let's go ahead and trim this tree, and let's get this battle going. Like, I'm pretty excited for this. All right, come this way. And without further ado, who are we fighting? Board? Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so let me see if I can figure this out. So first thing I need to try and do is Protect. Now, I don't know if Protect always goes first, but we definitely want to Protect. They have choice specs. That is very interesting. They are also weak, okay, to ice and also to dragon and fairy. They are a flying dragon type, which we are resistant to, so we're good. So if we set up Protect, that should protect us to allow our stats to build. That is perfect. So we are now conditioned with Burn. And now if we hit Facade, this scales the damage so much. However, we've got to withstand their hit. This is going to land. Now, unfortunately, if we had Trick Room, this would be where I think we would be in a much better position, because we would always go first because of our speed. But now, unfortunately, we are in a bad position. But that was just a really good example of how you could potentially wipe. We've got to get that Trick Room set up. I think that is going to be the way to go. Okay, so Ludicolo. All right, so we have Flying. I mean, this is water in a grass type. That is interesting combo. Okay, we're going to get wiped either way. So I think potentially switching out is going to be a good idea, and we may come back later on. trying to think who would be a good competitor here. I mean, it is a grass type and water type. So anything with flying, Rayquaza would be, yeah, Dragon Ascent would be the way to go. We've got to survive whatever gets thrown at us, though. This could be bad, actually. I didn't think about this. Okay, use Mega Drain. That's completely fine. Dragon Ascent. Pretty powerful, honestly. It almost feels like cheating having Rayquaza. It really does. Oh, wait. That is the other version. We have the amped version. This is the other version of Toxtricity. Okay, so this is weak to ground type and psychic type, but is electric and poison. I don't know if we should, like, keep going. Maybe Mega Evolve and then hit and just keep going. I think keep going. Hit it with Earthquake after Mega Evolving. This is too much. Honestly, feels like cheating having Rayquaza. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Should we be using a legendary? Like, it almost feels a little too powerful, but then again, they may come after us with a legendary, as we've already seen. So, I mean, that completely caught me off guard. Oh my god, that's adorable. Look at... What is that? A Bellabolt. That's adorable. I bet it's got ground typing. It does not. It says possible KO. Interesting. Okay. Maybe it's... I would assume it has no other resistances, just ground typing. Or not resistances, but it has no weaknesses. That seems kind of odd. But this is a good example right there. He's got one more Mon. And okay, so we are looking at a grass and dragon type. Weak to dragon. Of course, dragon type versus dragon type, but we also have weak against ice. I mean, that's a dragon type for you, as I found out. Grass, I mean, this is dragon, so we just hit it with dragon. Like, Rayquaza can just wipe. I don't even feel like it's an issue. Its speed is just so ridiculously high. Oh, did we miss? We missed. So that's something that can happen, I guess. Okay. So we've already used up our Mega, so we can't evolve Charizard. So Salamence is the only here that is available. And we're going to have to go with our Dragon type move, I think, just to make sure we tap this guy out. So hit him with Outrage. I think Outrage is going to be the better option here without any benefit. Yeah, I was about to say, no setup is going to be involved. We're just literally going to go with it. That was kind of awesome. Did we get anything else from that? Was that like a very specific gym? I don't think we got... No, we didn't get a gym badge from that. Okay, so it's probably just in order like all of the other ones were. So we take on, in this dimension, basically the trainers as we go. And that just happened to be one of them, right? It didn't even show that any of these were the ones that we needed. We do have another person to take on, though. Let's go about this. All right. I see what we got here. Is this another trainer where it's just like, these are my favorite, like, looking Mons? It could possibly be. I don't expect all of them to have built, like, perfect teams. So, ground typing here. We are going to run a Protect again to set up. They're changing out. Interesting. They went with the ice typing. That allowed our setup to work, but we may actually get destroyed by this ice typing. I don't know. I think we can hold out at least enough to get a single KO. Come on. Okay, so it missed, and we got the hit. Oh, so we get to potentially knock out 2 Mons. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, so I'm going to go again. And like I said, we could get that 2-hit KO. Look how tanky we are. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, so see, this is what I meant by legendaries. What in the world? We just get completely slammed with a legendary here. Okay, this could be kind of hard. We should also Facade again. I don't think it has resistances to this. And I don't see anything that I have. So it's going to outspeed me for sure. Are we going to resist it? Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's immune. Okay, so it's immune. What all is it immune to? It used earth power. It's a dragon type. So if we switch to like Rayquaza again, we could potentially hit it, but also it could wipe our Rayquaza with a flying type because it used a rock type move. I'm gonna hit it with this and hopefully not miss. Oh, that's good. That's good. It definitely lowered our special attack. I'm gonna try again. And we missed. Of course we missed. Yeah, the rock type. Oh, that is not good. What do we get hit with? Shadow Force? Come on, don't miss. Don't miss on me. Beautiful. Okay, so we knocked out their legendary. See, this is what I was meaning. They will use legendaries on you. And I think here, Dragon Ascent, possibly the best move. Our special attack, man, we could be hit with like... We could be hit with dust and probably KO. With our stat reduction like that. Oh, I really want to find a dragon. I want to get a Dragonite. It is definitely on my list of to-dos. So another dragon type. I can try, but the potential of getting the Draco meter, we hit it. Okay, that's good. That's good. And oh, we got knocked, but I think we're gonna be fine. Salamence. I love dragon on dragon combat. It's so good. And we'll outrage, and we should easily outspeed. Now they have one more Mon. Who could that possibly be? Okay, a steel type. Yeah, I mean, earthquake it? But I mean, we're in outrage mode, so we've got to finish up outrage. If anything, we have Charizard, which I think would be the best counter to this. We'll just earthquake. That's gonna really hurt. Does it have anything that it can really hurt me with? Doesn't seem like it. It missed. There we go. Another ATM team member down. I feel like I'm feeling pretty strong. I feel like I haven't encountered a team that truly truly takes the team that I currently have and puts it to its paces. But so far, that has been really fun. Really, really fun. So I think I've got one more battle in me. Salamence, though, we do have to get a berry, a Lumberry, just to make sure that Salamence is nice and topped off. Outside of that, I think we're ready for a battle. And by the way, this is Tobbleborn? Am I saying that right? Yeah. Toblerone. Wow. Toblerone. Wow, I am really struggling here, but this is the badge. So after battling 3, just like we did on the other team, it looks like we are now ready to go. Okay, so let's commence our battle, shall we? We have Armor Rogue. I'm unsure. I mean, we're going to set up the same way, and I think we'll be fine. I don't know if it has resistances to normal typing. That is going to really suck if it does. But remember, this is a test setup. So we throw up Protect. It's going to hit us. We're now burned. Hopefully we can withstand this, and we hit a Facade. Oh, we still survive it. We still survive. And it did wipe them. That is epic. Okay, and an Umbreon. Interesting. Dark typing. But just in case they miss, I am going to do this. I'm going to hit it again, but yeah, no, we're white. What are we going to use against a dark type? I think Melodic might be a good option here. Completely neutral. And I think we can just Scald them and keep hitting them with Scald. Yeah, it says unlikely to KO, but we are very tanky, and we got them with the burn, so they are now burned, even though we got hit with Confusion. Ouch. Okay, we're also burned, but we have Recover. As I found out, Recover is quite powerful. All right, we hit him with Scald again. I don't know what would be better here. I mean, Ice Beam is a pretty powerful move, but I don't think it's going to deal all that much damage. I think we deal more damage with the Scald. All right, so they were hurt. Toxicity might be the option here. So we'll switch out to Toxicity. Greninja, we have a, yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go. This is making me want to go back to my Salamence setup. For sure. Oh no, we got wiped by Toxicity. Wait, what did we get hit with? A Psychic type move. Oh, okay. We could just try and get a setup. We could try. I don't know if we're gonna do super hot here. Let's hope that it doesn't have any special weird fairy typing. And I'm thinking, can I withstand enough to do a Dragon Dance? This might be the death of me. Oh, we do get a Dragon Dance up. And notice we did go first. We're definitely going first now. We are outraging this bad boy. Okay, so we did get the setup going. This is the setup I missed. Another legendary. Suicune. Okay. An outrage is not going to last, and we are getting wiped. We are locked in. We are locked in. We are 2-hit KO'd. Ice Fang is going to destroy me. Okay, Suicune was not on my bucket list. It has Ice Fang, not good for the dragon typing. I'm going to go with our Watermon back again and hit them with a Scald. I don't even have Sceptile, so I don't even have grass typing covered here. But, I mean, it was still hurt. I'm just going to keep hitting them with water to water. Okay, that did way less damage. Oh, wait, do they have the ability that, like, heals them when they get hit with a water type move? Is that what just happened? I still want to hit them with the burn. Okay, we got them with the burn. It does heal them, but they get hit. It eliminates stat conditions among all Pokemon engaged in battle. That would be not good. I'm going to recover. They use their heal item. Who do we want to max revive? Possibly Ursaluna. We could get a max revive on Ursaluna to potentially pop off at least one of their Mons. And I'm thinking... Okay, who are they switching out to? Squirtle. What? Okay, that one caught me off guard. I think we should be able to survive Squirtle. We'll go with Toxicity. They switched out again. Okay, Suicune. Was it? Okay. I don't know why they did that. I would say Scald, but maybe since they're already burned Ice Beam, since it does seem like they are healing. Rigagigas. What? I mean, Fire type, the best switch out for this possibly would be switching to Charizard and Mega Evolving. I mean, the Ice Beam is going to hurt pretty bad. I'm going to switch to Charizard. I think this was a bad pull on their end. Oh! Okay, we have to outspeed them. Oh, please. Please, please, please. My speed did not go up, but I am going first. Oh, but yes, I get hit with recoil. I forgot about recoil. Oh! Okay, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I think we Ursa, but we're gonna get attacked. We can't throw up Protect, I don't think. Right? No, we are. We are gonna be able to throw up Protect. We have to survive whatever he hits us with. This one's a tough team. For once. This one's a tough team. Survive it. Survive it. You tanked it. You're a boss. You're an absolute boss. Ursaluna might have been an absolute pull here. Squirtle, please don't hit me with anything crazy. Okay. This is ridiculous. We can't heal. I used 2 restores. Yeah, we're out. That's fine, though. Who was it that was left? We had Suicune, Melodic. I think Toxicity might be the best pull here because we should be able to outspeed most things if we overdrive. Okay. So, we're doing all right. But man, I'm sure I've made so many mistakes here. Okay, you're burned again. I forget. I mean, we'll hit it with what we have. I'm just a little nervous because we're definitely running low on Mons. Okay. I don't know if they have any heal items left. Yeah, I don't think so. That burn is hurting. That burn is hurting. Hitting him with them status effects was good. That was good. Oh, this is also going to be good. However, they may outspeed us. Oh, and we wiped. Yes, that is a success right there. Tobbler. Wow, I can't pronounce your name to save my life. Either way, we got it. We're looking good. That was a good battle. I actually like that one a lot. Oh boy, it's time to take a breather after that. But before we do, we should take our Toblerone badge. I think I finally got it. Toblerone. We should put this in our badge box. And now we're doing really good. Oh, another badge down. And we definitely made it. And you know what? That was actually a really fun fight. A nice spread of different Mons, and it was definitely more of an effective team versus what I have. So yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. And I think the Ursaluna was a whole lot of fun too to sort of play with. Sort of a sacrificial Mon. You can potentially pop off too, but I can't imagine it with Trick Room. It would be absolutely busted. So we're gonna have to try and figure that out and get us a Mon that would be a good setup Mon for Trick Room that has to be nice and fast at the start, or potentially has a special item that allows them to set that up early on. There's a lot of cool things, and I'm pretty excited. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and of course, if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And well, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going out to Starved Beast. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. Thank you so very much. And guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.